What happens when you get your food inspiration from the trash in a dumpster?
An amazing, delicious treat.
Apparently. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Treason Space. We're the show where we review movies of all genres and tell you what the critics thought, what the fans thought, and what we think. And is it worthy of a tapestry of trees or just a little log that you can start a fire with? I'm Jason. Along with me always is Nate. And in case you missed the thumbnail, this week we watched the 2024 comedy Unfrosted.
That we did.
We did. So Nate, tell me, are you
yes.
a Pop-Tart guy? Are you a connoisseur of Pop-Tarts?
Mixed berry is thebomb.com.
Bomb.com?
Yeah, I love the mixed berry one. That is my favorite. I was actually talking about this morning with Brody and how we have the Oreo Pop-Tarts upstairs and they are not good.
I was a big proponent of the variety pack. And it had I love frosted strawberry and frosted blueberry, and there's a third one in there. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It wasn't. It might have been the cinnamon. Never ate them.
So I never had a cinnamon Pop-Tart until I was in the Army, and then I was like, "Oh my god, this is life changing." Why have I never when in doubt, go with the cinnamon. It's actually really good. But the strawberry, tried and true, always a good choice. If you see the strawberry, you know you're not going to be disappointed.
And I guess I really didn't have Pop-Tarts. I bought the pastry tarts or whatever from Aldi.
The tart pops.
Yeah, those things like that. That's what I got. And I can't say I never had the cinnamon, but I did have I do like cinnamon. I also like. People might think this is weird, but pop a Pop-Tart. And after it's popped, take some butter, spread it over it. It's so good. And the reason we're bringing this up, the reason me and Nate are talking about this is because this movie basically is a Pop-Tart movie. It's 1963, Kellogg's and Post, sworn cereal rivals, race to create a pastry that will change the face of breakfast forever. And that's what this movie tried to portray. Is that what happened, do you think, Nate? Did they portray that well? Jerry Seinfeld?
Honestly, I wish Seinfeld wasn't in it or narrating it. I didn't want to hear his voice that much.
Aren't you the Seinfeld fan? Aren't you the one who's
love Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Love everything he's done except for anything movies.
I don't know any movies done besides the B movie.
There you go. That wasn't that great. I didn't like that one, and I wanted to really like this movie, and I watched this movie by pure happenstance.
That's right. That's right.
Because Amanda watched it, or wanted to watch it, and we watched the trailer. And after watching the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to be good. Like, this is going to be a bad movie." Like. Just hearing Seinfeld narrating the entire thing, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be awful. And Amanda's like, well, this looks pretty good. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That looks pretty good to you? What is wrong with you?
Would it have been better if McCarthy was narrating it, Melissa McCarthy?
No, actually, I would have preferred Hugh Grant, maybe.
I guess he was in this too, that's true.
Like I didn't really particularly like his accent as much. It seemed like he was really like theatrically raising it up, which I didn't like. But
I really liked how they have these characters, these serial characters, as if like they are icons, and they're like what all the kids are looking up to. Tony the Tiger, they're mega stars in the 60s. They weren't. I don't know. They might have been, but I did like that idea. They actually had a snap, a crackle, pop, and then they were going to add Seinfeld goes, I can add someone else to this group. Chip or something.
Yeah.
end it just like that or whatever.
We want more.
Let's add a new guy. How about Snap, Crackle, Pop, and Boing? Or I could just hire Poop, Slap, and Smile because I can replace this whole act like that.
It was. I don't know what kind of comedy this is though.
I don't know. Like, I don't get me wrong. There's a lot of this about this movie I did not enjoy, but I actually surprisingly liked the movie outside of the narration points.
Right.
Like, I liked the acting of Seinfeld. I just didn't want to hear his voice more than I had to. But the tantric love between Post CEO and Kellogg CEO, that pure just like
Yes.
just like, and it was like forbidden, foreboding even, and it was just
foreboding.
It was just so good. Like this movie had a killer cast.
It did.
Like, first off,
well, it had a bunch of comedians, not many actors. I don't consider Seinfeld an actor. I know he had 10 years in one of those popular comedies of all time, but I don't see him as an actor.
No, he's a comedian. I think really the only actor was Hugh Grant.
Yeah. Oh, well, continue with your all sarcastic because I did like how they had the Christian Slater was in this. His name as the milkman guy.
Oh, Christian Slater.
Slater, yes. And I love how they're like the mafia because you're gonna mess with our cereal, and then they have Peter Dinklage come in there as the yes. I love that whole scene. I love
everything Peter Dinklage is in.
Oh, it was so. I was like, what am I watching here? Because it's not a straight up comedy. It's a fantasy comedy, but it's a weird kind of fantasy.
I mean, to me, it's a straight up comedy. Like, but I understand what you're saying, but I would just label it simply comedy. Like, what color is that red shirt over there? It's burgundy. Why didn't you just say it's red?
Yeah.
It's just red.
So the fact that a Nazi sympathizer and Chef Boyardee created a life form, that's just regular comedy.
That was not needed unless that really happened. If that really actually happened, then yes, put it in the movie. But that was stupid.
It was. I was very turned off, I guess, by the dumpster eating scenes that they're eating food straight out of a dumpster.
You know what though? Those are some mighty clean dumpsters.
They were. And
I would probably eat out of those dumpsters.
You won't eat after someone else. You're not going to eat out of a dumpster.
If it's a brand new, never been seen action dumpster, a virgin dumpster, if you will, then yes, I will happily eat out of a virgin dumpster.
Yeah, that was so they were going back and forth. I don't think they were really going back and forth. It was basically like Kellogg's movie, and Post was the enemy, and Post also had a pastry come out. But I'm going to say, I think the best part of the whole movie was the two kids, especially the little girl. The acting that little girl, the dumpster kids.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out why she stood out so much.
Her voice when she said stuff, the assertiveness of this 9-year-old little girl and the way she talked, and the little boy when they were making him, taste the Pop-Tart, and she goes, "Is this a joke?
Yeah.
This is exactly the thing they have over there." I just thought they were great. I think they were the best part of the movie.
Right. No, for me, it's that the love between those two. Like, what was is it Amy Schumer?
It's Amy Schumer, yes.
I forget that I love Amy Schumer.
I forget that I don't really know who she is or what she's ever played in. I seen her play in one movie one time, and John Cena was in it for like 2 minutes. That was her boyfriend at the beginning. About 5 years ago.
I got nothing. I honestly can't think of a movie that she's been in. But I know I love her. I know I like her and shit. I see her, like, oh, I like her.
It was star-studded with, I'm very unhappy with the fact they had George Wallace in this movie for like 2 seconds as the bartender. and he is hilarious, and they could have had him in there more and doing more, but they did not. I didn't like that. They should have used him better than they used him. I don't understand the movie. I don't understand the beginning, the story to the Chinese kid who ran away. I'm saying he's Chinese. He's Oriental. I don't know.
Asian
I don't
kid?
want to be racist. What?
Asian kid.
He's an Asian kid, and he actually has a stick with a bandana tied up in the top of it. I've always wondered what was in those. Now I know.
Oh, bandolier? Yeah, it's whatever you can.
And I'm guessing that was supposed to be the 80s when that was taking place.
Must
They were
be.
in the 80s talking about the 60s.
Yeah, because it didn't look like the 70s much.
No.
I don't know. I don't remember the 80s, and I wasn't alive in the 70s.
You don't have member berries for that?
No, absolutely not. Now, I have an important question: is do you like them hot, cold, or room temp?
Oh, my Pop-Tarts or my
Yeah.
my country squares, because that's apparently what the other group called them. I eat my tarts, however. I'll eat them out the box. If I got time, I'll put them in the microwave. Not the microwave, but the toaster. I don't think I've ever put them in the microwave. I may have.
They're pretty good.
I don't think I've ever had them out of the refrigerator, though.
I don't know if I've had a refrigerated Pop-Tart either, but I know I don't like them hot.
No? But
So it has to be room temp at the most.
But I also break the ends off of it, and I just eat the center. I throw the bread side away.
Ends are the best.
Yeah. What's the best?
The ends, the corners. If you eat from the corner, you can pretty much eat one Pop-Tart in 4 bites.
You eat from the corner. We're talking about Pop-Tarts, not women, right?
What women do you know have corners?
So we both enjoy this movie, I think, not so much. But why don't we figure out what the reviews happened?
Do.
The first 5-star review is this. It is from Christopher G. I wonder if he's related to Kenny. This movie is ridiculous and great. The cast is amazing. Jokes, stunts, and bits are hilarious. If you did enjoy this movie, you might need to really reevaluate your childhood and your sense of humor.
You know what? I didn't laugh at one part in this movie.
I think I may have out loudly. No, probably not. I'm sure I smiled on a few things.
It was like, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Not like,
Exactly.
This mostly 1-star reviews comes from James P. So many talented actors came together to create a film that was less than the sum of its parts. I'm sure some people will love this campy, cartoonist, silly flick, but the humor didn't land with me at all.
See, and they say talented actors. They had Christian Slater. They had Peter Dinklage. They had Hugh Grant. But the rest of them, I'm pretty sure, were just comedians. Jim Gaffick, whatever, was the boss. Gaffigan, he's the boss. Melissa McCarthy. I guess Melissa is an actress. She's not a comedian.
Yeah.
She's
a comedic actor, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if she's a comedian before that or not, but okay. Darren W. says, an enjoyable movie with so many references that if you blink, you may miss them. Great cast, and it had me Googling to work out what was true and what wasn't. Wow. That was hard for me to say.
We should get him on the show so he can tell us what happened.
Yeah, instead of doing the ways.
Yeah, so we don't have to do the work.
Yeah.
Ben W. says, I don't know. Feels like they got a huge sponsorship to pay for a bunch of C and D listers. They should have spent more on a director. It's too important to cheap out on. It was unwatchable for me.
I can understand that for some people. And I will say, I was going to say this in the actual preview of this movie, the full honors for the death of the guy that blew up in the funeral scene. the guy at Kellogg's, he died, and they had the full honors. So that was so just funny but irrelevant, and the wife was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, what is the point of all this?
What's full, full whatever it is.
Cereal honors.
Yeah, full honors. What does that even mean? And they poured the thing with milk inside the cereal, inside the coffin there, the graveyard. I found that very. I thought that was humorous. It's a skit. It was mostly like a
bunch of skits.
Yeah, it's a 90-minute skit.
Yeah.
So, for what it is, this is Frederick K. For what it is, it's great. Corporate espionage spoof with the great performances all around. It's not meant to mean anything other than some great laughs at the way too serious time frame of the early 60s. Oh yeah, the sugar thing where.
The sugar embargo.
Yeah, that was pretty good, and how they pulled that out, and had to go to Puerto Rico, then to Russia, and yeah.
And the nuclear missile, and
they
tied up the Bay of Pigs and all that into it.
The idea behind it was good. They just could have done something better with it, I think.
Yeah. Silver S. They called this movie Unfrosted. They forgot to mention that it's unentertaining, unfunny, unoriginal, and unworthy of your time and money.
That's a very good play on words, Mr. Silver S. So, Well, the WTF, what the funny? It says this, Julian R. It's pretty good. Don't go into it expecting something great because it's like a Pop-Tart. Sweet and colorful, but doesn't stay in your stomach that long.
In your meaning?
I didn't know movies stay in your stomach. They might stay in your brain, but he tried. So Rotten Tomatoes scored this at 42%. The audience, which is us, scored at 53%. That would be you guys. And you guys, as Nate was saying, but I cut it all out because he reminded me so nicely. Thank you for watching us.
Yes.
What? And please like, subscribe, and follow us on TikTok. What's our TikTok handle, sir?
Trees_in_space. Oh, and mantente la atención y gracias por vernos en español.
Oh, yes. We are going to come out with Spanish voiceovers, and hopefully it will go over well for all our Spanish-speaking fans we have out there. So what do I think about this movie? I'm not a big fan of Jerry Seinfeld, but I thought the film was fine. I thought it was basic. I'm not over the moon about it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, I don't think, unless they really like Jerry Seinfeld. And I don't know anyone that really likes Jerry Seinfeld but you. So I'm going to give it 1 tree, 1 stump.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you, except for the fact that I wouldn't even recommend it to a Seinfeld fan. I think as a whole, I understood where their assignment. Did they turn in the assignment? They absolutely did. I'm going to give it 2 trees.
You have now heard what my LP Nate thought, what I thought, and what does our opinion matter? We're not cinema gurus. We've never made a movie, but we know what we like. And we like if you come back next week to watch us again on Treason Space. What?